Hey, what's going on guys, Life here, bringing you another video here today. This video is going to be the Goku vs Superman rematch. This video is going to be explaining why Screwattack misresearched most of the research that they got for Superman and Goku, along with my opinion on who will win this fight. So let's start off with some ground rules. First, don't go to Screwattack and hate on them. Not their fault that they misresearched. Second, I'm not going to be biased in this video. In this video, I'm going to be sharing all the evidence and every reason why I think what I think. Third, please try your best to keep the comments clean. I can't tell you what to do or what not to do, but please try your best to keep the comments clean, because I will be reviewing them over and over again to see what I can delete, because it'll get pretty toxic if I don't. Finally, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Like and subscribe. Let's start off with Goku's research. Okay, so first let's talk about strength. There are two types of strength: lifting strength and striking strength. My friend Alexander Flame is going to be explaining to you Goku's lifting strength.
Here, Goku, catch. Whoa! What's this? That is the hardest known metal in the universe. It's called Kachin. Oh, Kachin? Yes. This will be a much better test. You're not kidding. Hey, Gohan. Ready? Let her fly, Dad. All right, here it comes.
Kachin is dubbed as the strongest metal in the universe, and in metals, strength reflects density, and the most known dense metal in the universe would be the neutron star core. Just 1 teaspoon would weigh as much as 900 times the Great Pyramid of fucking Giza. Yeah, that's a lot. Here, I'll even quote Google here. So if 1 nanoliter is equal to 1,100 metric tons, then we can calculate the total mass of the block. So the cube Goku is lifting is around his height, or 5'7" cubed. So that's about 1,701.8 liters. And that means the cube has a mass of 1.87198 E plus 15 tons. That is on Earth. You see, Supreme Kai's planet is 50 times that of gravity, which, for the record, Supreme Kai's planet is magically suspended in the afterlife and isn't subject to the same rules as the normal world. So times 50, Kachin would weigh 9.3599 E plus 16 tons.
This is not even including that Goku is hardly even trying and doesn't even pull out any sort of transformation. To put this in perspective, he could lift 50 times that in Super Saiyan 1. Not to mention 2, 3, 4, 5 if you count fan base stuff, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, and Super Saiyan God. Then again, this is just lifting strength, not even striking strength. One of my friends from Animation Rewind will explain to you Goku's strongest striking strength feat.
Don't believe that Goku can destroy the universe. The biggest claims that these people make are: 1, he's never actually destroyed the universe; 2, he has only shown this strength when clashing with Beerus; and 3, he only really shook the universe. So let's discuss each of these points and put them to the test if they're valid or not. The first point being he never destroyed the universe. This point makes little to no sense for 2 reasons. 1, Goku has never destroyed a universe because he never wanted or needed to. And 2, his strength has been measured by multiple highly intelligent Dragon Ball characters who do in fact state if he continued his clash that the universe would in fact crumble. The second point that is brought up is that Goku can only do this universe-busting feat when clashing with Beerus. The best debunk for this claim is the Toriyama cake theory, or in other words, the super toothpick theory. Now, to understand these theories, pretend that the world is actually a cake and that Goku is a toothpick. If the Goku toothpick tries to lift the Earth/cake, he would just rip through it and not actually lift it. This is because he is so small and sharp compared to everything around him that no material would be able to stay intact during the lift. This brings up 2 points. One, if Goku and Superman actually existed in the real world with real world physics, none of them would be able to scientifically move the Earth on their own, because nothing on this planet has the density to stay intact if the whole planet is being pulled from its gravity. And 2, if Goku punches anything that is weaker than Beerus in his full-powered God form, that said thing would instantly turn into splattered pudding. Beerus was able to help create those universal shock waves because he could tank and ricochet those punches. Anything or anyone else who would have tried to absorb those punches would have been splattered like a bug. Now, the third point is that Goku only shook the whole universe, but this quote-unquote debunk only contradicts itself and actually proves that Goku can destroy the universe. Goku's punch shook the universe instead of destroying it, specifically because Goku wasn't even punching the universe, he was punching Beerus. When Goku landed his punch on Beerus, Beerus, being like any other thing in existence, is going to ingratiate the physical contact, and the aftershock is going to display and measure the power of the integration. This is how earthquakes and tsunamis are measured. So, because the aftershock wave of the punch shook the whole universe, this means that the force that both Beerus and Goku felt were universal punches. Now, I know some of you are still not going to accept any of these claims, but then at the very least, if you want to give Beerus half the credit, which my second point debunks, but if you want to indeed give Beerus half the credit, then at the very least, Goku can destroy half the universe in just 3 punches. And if he can destroy half the universe with 3 punches, how much of the universe do you think he can destroy with 6 punches? This case has been closed.
Now that we have covered Goku's strength, let's move on to his speed. In terms of flying in a straight line, running in a straight line, or anything like that, Goku really doesn't have that many amazing feats. However, what Goku does have is some amazing complex motion feats. Complex motion includes punching speed, dodging speed, and kicking speed. Here is a great example of this. All of Goku's fights are invisible through seeing or sight. His fights are only visible through sensing power levels. The fights start being invisible in the Saiyan Saga, which is the first saga in the whole Dragon Ball Z series where Super Saiyan and Kaioken are not known about yet. The fact that they are invisible already shows and demonstrates that they're moving faster than the speed of light. So imagine Goku now. That was Goku in the beginning of the series. There is a link to this point in the description. Let's now move on to intelligence. To say the least, in common sense and in school, Goku will not be the sharpest knife in the drawer. However, Goku makes up for this with his battle strategy. Goku is a fighting genius. Some examples include Goku taking the advantage of Frieza, because Frieza could not sense energies, which is also the case with Superman, and Goku harnessing the instant transmission technique in battle to be much faster than his opponent is. In terms of stamina, Goku is the champion. Like, there's no one that can beat Goku in stamina. Goku would rather sacrifice his life than give up. Goku, he just doesn't. It's not a thing that Goku does. He does not give up. So in stamina, no one can top Goku. Now I'm going to talk about some of Goku's major techniques. Techniques include instant transmission, Kamehameha, Spirit Bomb, and Dragon Fist. Now I'm gonna remove the Spirit Bomb because it's gonna take Goku way too long to charge. Let's start off with instant transmission. Instant transmission is an instantaneous travel or teleportation. I don't really care how fast Superman is, he's just for sure not faster than instant transmission. The only DC character that I believe is faster than instant transmission is Flash. Now let's move on to Kamehameha. Goku's Kamehameha, when he was fighting Beerus in the beam struggle, would have been able to destroy the whole universe. Their two beams clashed. It's such a high density that it just disappeared. You could no longer see the beams, but you could see both people struggling. If you think I'm lying, go ahead, try to find a counter argument to it, because these are direct things from the canon of Dragon Ball Super and to the Dragon Ball Z series. Dragon Fist is arguable, however, because it is non-canon, or yeah, it's not canon. But what Dragon Fist allows you to do is kill people who are even 10 times stronger than you are. So regardless, even if you think Goku is weaker than Superman, is he 10 times stronger than Goku? Superman's greatest feats were covered by Screwattack, so I'm going to include them in my video here. It would be a complete waste of time for me to restate all the feats that they already talked about.
Hanging out near Vega, the brightest star in the Lyra constellation.
For the record, that's 25 light years from Earth, or 147 trillion miles.
Naturally, a crisis occurred on Earth, so Superman's photographer buddy Jimmy activated his signal watch, calling for Superman's aid. And Superman arrived in a matter of minutes!
Being a comic book, the time Superman took getting to Earth is unspecified. However, the comic never mentioned or implied any large time lapse, and he arrived as the battle was ending. Even if we seriously lowballed this feat to taking 10 minutes, Superman would be traveling over 800 trillion miles per hour, over 1,000,000 times the speed of light. But more impressively, Jimmy's signal watch operates by emitting a high-frequency sound only Superman can hear, which means Superman heard the signal in the vacuum of space 25 light years away. That is physically impossible, except for Superman.
Oh, you aren't impossible? How about the time he lifted Spectre off the ground? A guy literally made up of eternity. No, not insane enough for you? Well then, how about the time Superman lifted a book of infinite pages? That's right, Superman lifted both eternity and infinity.
Though he did have some help from Wonder Woman and Shazam.
Hey Wiz, what's half of infinity? Infinity.
Regardless, they have limits in their own strength, so while they were lifting a specific set part for each load, Superman was lifting everything else, which literally means everything else. Really, Wonder Woman and Shazam didn't even need to be there.
Superman's held a black hole, survived an explosion equal to 50 supernovas, flew through the center of a red sun, which is like tanking millions of nukes rapid fire, and once easily absorbed enough solar energy to vaporize half a galaxy. Is this godly Goku powerful enough to defeat Superman, or will this just be a repeat of the past?
Well, let's end this debate once and for all. It's time for the rematch of Legends.
It's time for a death battle!
Look, it's a bird. It's a plane. It's gonna kill us! I hate Mondays!
Don't worry, folks. This looks like a job for Super. Whoa! I got it.
Earlier today, Superman heroically rescued Metropolis from disaster once again. The Man of Tomorrow saved a downed airliner which would have crashed.
Superman, huh? Wow, he looks really strong.
What, that pretty boy ass clown? Please, I could kill him with my eyes closed. Even faster than that stupid transforming hedgehog.
Just look at him, wearing his underwear on the outside. I bet it chafes.
Don't be so sure. I sense him. He's strong. Stronger than anyone I've ever fought.
Are you serious?
Finally, someone as strong as me!
I heard he's an alien!
An alien? It's only a matter of time before he destroys the planet! Hey, Superman!
Son Goku, I've been expecting you.
Ready for a rematch?
Neither have you.
With every step, an earthquake. With every breath, I could create a hurricane.
This is my burden. Be thankful it is not yours.
Don't get ahead of yourself, buddy. You're not the only one with that kind of power.
Blue hair? I've seen worse.
Out of my way. Take this. You can take it, can't you? You're too strong for your own good. Out of my way.
Get off our planet!
Stops here. All right. Have you had your fun? I would prefer we don't accidentally destroy the Earth a second time.
No, I will never back down from a fight.
KO! I'm gonna start here by saying don't rage and just hear me out through what I have to say. I will be explaining why I believe Goku should be the winner, and yeah. So we're gonna get through this together. Let's first talk about some of Superman's feats that Screwattack did not fully and completely explain and that are simply not true.
Wasn't Superman able to lift the Book of Infinite Pages? The answer is no. Not alone and not for long, at least. Superman was not able to lift this book. I will first start by saying the Book of Infinite Pages is just the title of the book. It is only called the Book of Infinite Pages. It has nothing to do with the amount of pages in the book. The book is really made out of every book ever written. This is still an extremely heavy book, but it is a finite book. And because it was finite, and Shazam had to help Superman lift this book, this feat has to be shared with both Superman and Shazam. Also, in the end of the day, they both failed to lift the book. Another interesting fact is Ultraman read the final chapter and last page of this book. If the book has an ending and a final chapter, then it is not infinite. A true infinite has no beginning and no end, and this book clearly has an end. Question 2. Wasn't Superman able to lift Spectre, who was made up of eternity? Well, I could answer this question with a question. What is half of eternity?
It doesn't shrekking matter. Eternity is a measurement of time, not weight.
He's made up of all time, not all mass. So the next question is, what is Spectre's weight? Spectre weighs as much as he wants to. He has the ability to constantly change his weight whenever he wants. That is how he's able to walk on Earth without breaking into the ground. Spectre will never have an infinite weight because the amount of weight he gives himself will always be measurable. When Superman lifted Spectre, he had help from the Justice League, and they needed to be there because Spectre had a finite weight. Now, for the sake of debate, let's pretend, just pretend, that Spectre weighs infinite pounds. Let's look at the scans that show the Justice League lifting him. In the first scene, we see Superman and Wonder Woman trying to lift Spectre's cape, but they are having trouble. So Green Lantern comes in and digs them a tunnel to break the ground Spectre was on.
The ground was perfectly fine holding Spectre, which makes no logical sense if he's infinite pounds, but let's forget that and pretend that the ground somehow has infinite strength as well. In the very next slide, we notice Superman and Wonder Woman are no longer lifting Spectre. Only one person is lifting Spectre in this scene all on his own. Does anyone notice that green box that Spectre is in? Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause for the man who apparently now has infinite strength. Green Lantern, everybody. Green Lantern can apparently lift Spectre all on his own. So Superman and Wonder Woman didn't even need to be there. Green Lantern's ring has something known as the pocket dimension. Within the ring exists the possibility of an entire world. When Green Lantern defeated the evil sorcerer Murridin, he reduced the magician to sub-microscopic size and then imprisoned him inside the power ring, into a world created by Green Lantern's will. This undefined space may be a tesseract or a virtual reality created by the power ring, but it doesn't take away the fact that there is a whole entire world inside the ring. Green Lantern's ring has a whole world in it, yet the ring only weighs a few ounces that anyone can lift. Thanks to Hammer Space, just because someone or something is made up of eternity or has a whole world inside them, they are nowhere near infinite weight. Also, a lot of Superman's strength feats like moving planets would have not been possible without the help of Green Lantern. Question 3. Didn't Superman travel from Vega to Earth in under 10 minutes, making him over 1,000,000 times the speed of light? The truth to this question is yes and no. Superman did travel from Vega to Earth, not by traveling really fast, but by slowing down time while in space, because everything in space moves faster when there's not that much gravity in its way. The comic clearly states that Superman is really just bending time without gravity stopping him. Time works differently while in space. If you don't want to believe me, or if you don't want to believe the comic book, then ask Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Near the Earth, the source of gravity, clocks run at the speed we know. If we're not moving, and we're way out here where the pull of gravity isn't as strong, time goes ever so slightly faster. We know this is true because we've measured it with spacecraft.
Now, for the sake of debate, let's pretend that Superman can travel over 1,000,000 times the speed of light. Travel speed is completely different from combat speed. And just for kicks, if it was Goku in this situation, he would have been able to travel from Vega to Earth within an instant via instant transmission. But then again, that is just travel speed, not combat speed. Question 4. Didn't Superman have the power to destroy the universe when he was fighting an alternate version of himself? Well, if you read the slide out of context, that's what it could mislead you to look like. But the comic really displays that he was only destroying the boundaries of space and time. And by space and time, these Supermen were really only shattering their own timelines and their own space boundaries as they entered each other's lives. Now, Superboy Prime does have the strength to shatter dimensions. You cannot take that away from him. This makes him semi-universal. But the comic clearly states that it takes Superboy hours on end of constant punching to accomplish this. Something that Goku can now do in a matter of seconds. Goku beats post-crisis Superman for the same reason why Darkseid, not Doomsday, but Darkseid, kicked his butt with the anti-life serum upgrade, which made him universal. In that battle, Superman tried to pull a smart move on Darkseid by physically preparing his body to catch him off guard and quickly finish him. But because Darkseid had the universal anti-life serum, he was able to kick Superman's butt. Superman would have died if the Justice League didn't come in and save him. Goku now has that same instant universe-shattering power and can use that power to ultimately win this battle.
Also, here's something else to think about. There are over 25 versions of Superman. And by over, I mean there's a lot more than 25. But Goku can only lose to 3. Superman Prime, Superman Pre-Crisis, and Superman Silver. The fact that Screwattack put all the Supermans together was just wrong. And even being generous here, Superman saying Superman does have 25 versions, which he doesn't, he has a lot more. Goku would win 22 out of 25, ultimately making Goku the winner. I'm going to end this debate with one last and final statement. Goku is universal and a universe buster. However, Superman is a galaxy buster. That's being very generous because one of his greatest power feats is the fact that he was able to destroy half a galaxy. So I'm giving him a whole galaxy to work with. So the winner is nothing but Goku.